tanky rabbi showed up, and then they changed it to maternal in the 8th century.
That was before that. Ezra was
lineages from your
Ezra did that when he came back from the exile.
It's actually in the 8th century. Google it.
It's early.
Randy, take a look at Telegram right now. I'm sending you this.
All right.
No, I don't think.
All right.
Jewish
What was Bolshevik leadership?
What was Trotsky then?
Regardless,
Was
whatever
Trotsky
they say, it is King David, and they can't explain it. So yeah,
was Trotsky not Jewish?
yes, he was.
I think he was. I believe he was, but let me look.
Trotsky was Jewish.
There was Trotsky, and then there was the what was it? The KVM. There's the secret police.
Yeah, Yagoda. I think.
Yagoda. Those were the only two that were like. But Karl Marx was not a. He was definitely not a Jew.
Karl Marx.
He was a Jew.
No, he
No, he wasn't a Jew. He was raised in a Christian household. Seriously, how stupid are you guys? I mean, you hear it over and over again.
So it is a religion.
Anybody could go look him up. He was raised in a Christian household. What don't you understand about that?
Marx?
Yes, Mark.
Yeah, Marx
is not a Jew. That's what you're saying.
I mean, seriously, how stupid are you
So you're
guys?
saying Marx is not a Jew?
No, Marx
he's
is
not
not
a
a
Jew.
Jew.
No.
Wait,
Yeah,
what
you're
makes
retarded.
him not Jewish? His
You can't
mom
be a
was
Christian.
not Jewish?
No, he was.
He was raised in a Christian household. How fucking stupid are you?
Is Ian just figuring out that these aren't actual factual
He
rooms?
was raised, no, his parents converted.
Somebody asked
Raised a Christian.
But his parents
Come on,
converted to
Kang.
Christianity. But his parents converted to Christianity before he.
Yeah, but then he's Jewish,
His
kids.
father, Henrik Marx, was originally Jewish, but converted to Lutheranism in order to continue practicing law in Russia.
And he was raised in a Christian. Raised as a Christian, went to church, all that stuff.
You know, crypto Jews exist.
They're gonna deny it. It doesn't matter. They're just gonna deny it. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's no proof that he was a crypto Jew. Like this is
Sir,
something.
he converted. It literally said he converted.
Yes, I get it. I get it.
To Lutheranism in order to continue practicing
Yes, I get it. We're talking about Karl. We're talking about Karl Marx.
He was raised in a church.
I get it. But we're talking about Karl. We're not talking about his dad.
That's what I'm saying.
But you already repeated it.
Should we get Pepe, put the loud mic down. Okay, I just want to say one thing before King goes. One second. I've been told many times that it doesn't matter if you're a Jew and you convert to Islam or Christianity, you're still a Jew. So why is Karl Marx not?
So if you convert to Christianity, you're no longer a Jew, though.
Let me just
They say you are, Rabbi. They say
Let me finish what I had to say. So his father, Henrik Marx, was originally Jewish, but catch this, converted to Lutheranism in order to continue practicing law in Prussia, where Jews faced legal restrictions. Marx was baptized, yes, this is the case, when he was the age of 6, but as an adult, he became atheist and was highly critical of religion, including Judaism and Christianity. So he was a Jew, period.
Okay, so
Bitcoin Investors PhD.
I forget. Was he
And everyone knows Karl Marx was a Jew. Come on, man.
Both his
His
parents were
mother,
Jewish.
Henriette Pressburg, was Jewish.
They
So
converted.
technically,
Both his
Karl
parents
Marx
were
was Jewish.
Okay, so he was a Jew.
Yes, he was a
technically and
Jew.
symbolically, but as far as his life,
Allah,
wasn't-
he was Jewish.
yes, that's what I said. But he was not he wasn't a.
This is a crypto Jew situation.
How do you know he was a crypto Jew? You'd have to prove that he was practicing.
It was well known
the
that during the
fucking
time.
proof,
I read it.
Being a fucking Jew,
During
Not
that
we're wasting time. Everyone knows he's a Jew. Come on.
During that time, many Jews converted. During that time, many Jews converted. During that time, many
if he was
Jews
originally
converted.
Jew, but
During that time, many Jews converted.
Let me answer.
During that time, many Jews converted.
I was restoring my streaks on Snapchat. Calm down, damn it. Okay, I'm gonna give turns. All right, I'm gonna go Yaakov, then King, then Shay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
According, I got to find the actual source, but according to the 1922 Bolshevik Party census, there were 19,564 Jewish members, comprising approximately 5.21% of the total party membership. In 1917, a little prior to that, there was 20%. The Central Committee, which is clearly much more tight. It's the real legislative body of the party. The Central Committee of the Bolshevik Party had approximately 20% of Jewish descent, and descent includes father and mother. True, as we would say, true Jewish would have mother, but for you guys, it doesn't matter. So 20% for the Central Committee, approximately 5% for the entire party. So anyone who says the majority or the vast majority, or there's huge percentage, no, it's much smaller than
Yeah, that's not
actually
true.
believe.
That's not true.
What about the census is wrong?
Data to reject this.
Okay.
I don't know why y'all
Okay.
fudge data. Like
Okay,
this.
it's King, then Shay. Go.
Yeah, so Sheikh, I know you're gonna handle the nonsense that he just pointed out, so I won't even touch that. But what I will say is, respectfully, Karl Marx's parents are actually a great example of Jews who took advantage of a situation where they were not accepted. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And
They
wait a minute,
converted
but
to
then
Lutheranism. They
why?
converted to Lutheranism.
But
They
he's
converted to
getting
Lutheranism,
baptized.
not because they converted
They
to
were baptized.
Lutheranism, not because they agreed. And if you guys need to know what crypto Judaism
It's not
is,
crypto
look it up.
Judaism. Clearly, you don't know what the definition is.
It's founder.
Finish, and then
Yeah, I don't get why y'all allowing me to be like, come on, what the fuck is going on? So when you look up crypto Judaism, for those who don't understand, their founder, I think his name is Sabbatical Zevi. When you look at his, what is it? What does it say?
Shabtai Sevi, but he's just
Yes.
one of many.
Yes, he's one of many, but he's the most popular in the sense that he converted in 1666. He was forced to convert to Islam under the Ottoman Empire, but he kept, and he had his followers, because his followers believed that he was the Messiah. And him and his followers kept their views under Judaism while feigning like they had actually converted to Islam. In the same way, this practice became prevalent around the world and for other communities where Jews will routinely either convert to another religion, X, Y, and Z, while keeping their original views. It is speculated that this is the same thing because when you look at the pattern of what Russia was doing when it came to Jews of that time period, there were penalties for being Jewish in that sense, and I read it to you guys. So his parents converted to Lutheranism in order for his father to continue practicing law in Prussia. Right? So when you look at Karl Marx and his views on religion, clearly the man wasn't being taught to actually like Christ or actually like anything that had to do with religion. Go read his views. It's all in his work.
As an
So
adult,
respectfully,
as
the
an
Jewish
adult,
community
as a
needs
child,
the Jewish
he was
community
raised with the
needs
cross.
to the Jewish community
As an adult,
needs to take
yes.
hold
As a
of
child,
the
he was
people who
raised
they
in-
created. Respectfully, Karl Marx was a Jew. Communism is Jewish, and Sheikh is gonna shake that ass down and explain how the Bolsheviks
It's amazing how
made
little
Jews.
respect I have for.
Okay, that's fine. You
I
can
mean,
have that.
yeah, if you want to ignore Karl Marx, you can go right back to Moses.
We're still wasting
Yeah,
time
you
on
can
Marx.
do it.
Dude, it's
Answer
common
that.
sense. We all know Marx is a Jew. Why are we wasting time talking
I don't
about
know.
this?
Welcome to the clown house.
Bounces away from the original point.
It's
and
a
therefore
very
they
strange-
won't-
it's straightforward
They
fact.
called the communist rabbi.
Wait, so the issue with what what's this guy Yakov said? Yakov gives.
But
the
then he
total
ran
number
away.
across- Oh, he did. Well, just to give clarity, Yakov gives the total number across the entire party. What matters is the leadership. No one cares what the average Tom, Dick, and Harry has in the Bolshevik Party. What matters is the things like the Central Committee and the commissars. What's funny, the report I mentioned earlier from the captain in the U.S. Army actually directly says, and in fact, other Russian historians agree that while the lower ranks of the Bolshevik Party were filled with, Goy Russian and Ukrainians, the higher ranks of it were disproportionately dominated by Jews. The disparity between 20% and 80% has to do with how these numbers are counted. For instance, someone like Vladimir Lenin is not counted as a Jew because, our friend earlier said, he's not halakhically Jewish, right? Now, of course,
Clearly, it's
Jewish
Mr.
halakhically
Power.
Jewish
This room
doesn't
is
mean
a
that one
room
doesn't
with
have a
low
Jewish
HP
upbringing
transistors.
or otherwise is influenced by Judaism. Vladimir Lenin absolutely was, as were up to 80% of people in the Bolshevik Party.
And there's also, just very quick, there's also around 6, 7 that were not Jews, but they were married to Jewish women. So these are
That as well. Yes, absolutely. People like Stalin nuclear issue in Cuba.
Right, but you see, because Yaakov, it's very interesting what you just said, because Yaakov is a statistician, quote unquote, and he does very well know that there's a big difference between leadership and the totality of the Bolshevik
And
movement.
he also doesn't think that
my
it's
friend.
But that's disingenuous, right? Because
he said something like 20%, but yet they're meant to be only 2% of the
No,
population,
exactly.
which would mean 10 times the level of representation.
You know, 20% would still be a massive number anyway.
With her book.
Yeah.
Exactly. So even with the disingenuous stuff, then it still turns against them. But like, my point is, why do you have to be disingenuous? Like, that's kind
No,
of.
sure, but we know they're going to be disingenuous. But
But
what
why?
does matter?
That's what creates anti-Semitism.
Oh yeah, because they don't want
Like,
to
let's
take
drop it.
accountability for things that their society has done.
Right,
So
Marx
when it's
was
convenient, they become
you're a
race
fool.
or an ethnicity or a religion. To put this matter to bed, I'm going to read part of a list, and I emphasize part because if I read the whole list, we'd literally be here for 5 minutes. This is just a list of Jewish Bolsheviks, right? Beyond the obvious big three of Yagoda, Kaganovich, and Trotsky. You have Yakov Solovich Agranov, Mark Yuhimovich Amiropievsky, Lazar Solomon Arov Tandetin, Osher Yosipovich Agubov, Moshe Grigorovich Atich, Ishe Yakovich Babich, Petro Yosipovich Barbarov, Sergei Arsenyovich Barminsky, Yosif Mikhailovich Blat, Viktor Mikhailovich Blumen, Boris Israelovich Borisov Kagan, Naum Yakovich Boyarsky, Mikhailo Ilyich Brill, Alexander Yosipovich Bronevoy, Solomon Yosipovich Bronevoy, Solomon Solomovich Brook, Mark Isailovich Guy, Matai Mikhailovich Gerzon, Zinovy Naumovich Glebovyov, Mark Ilyich Goblich.
We got it. That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Well, see, it's so funny because I also have a list that you didn't even read like half of them. It's amazing.
I didn't even read a quarter of my list, dude. My list was like, we only got 1/10 of the way.
That is amazing. It is truly, it's a world wonder.
Well, are these
You're
all
not
the Jews in the
meant
Bolshevik
to notice.
revolutions?
Oh yeah, no, these are Jews in the
Yeah, those are Jews in the leadership.
Oh, it's not the Bolshevik Revolution. It's the Bolshevik leadership.
Yeah, the
that's the leadership.
Politburo was like a quarter of the Politburo was Jewish.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, we can-
You're a little low. We gotta let them respond. Like,
You're a little bit muffled.
20%. We gotta let them respond. Make sure we get them, in the debate.
Well, even if it was just 20%, they're still way too overrepresented,
Sure,
and it's not
sure it
20%
was.
because it's not the Bolshevik movement; it's the Bolshevik leadership. Come on, guys, let's update.
That's correct.
The Central Committee was 20%.
Yeah, but what percentage were Jews in the Soviet Union? 1.5%?
What about those married to Jews? Because you felt
So you're about 20 times overrepresented?
HQ was 25% Jewish? Sure it was. Even if so, I mean, and they were all atheists?
Oh yeah, no, they assassinated the Tsar of Russia in the early 1800s.
This is actually insane.
What about Clement Voroshilov?
Well, you didn't know it was them that did the assassination?
Yeah, they also assassinated the Nazi diplomat in France, which came out World War II.
I didn't know they were overwhelmingly represented.
You didn't know that?
Well, of course. When these guys came into Romania, they started torturing.
And I fucking studied the
Who said they
Bolshevik
were
Revolution.
overrepresented?
Yeah, here's what you don't learn when you study in university,
Yeah,
right?
taught by
When they went into Romania, the way that they tortured the Romanian legionaries was they made them take the Eucharist using shit and piss. They made them take it.
Wait,
off.
what did they do?
So the Eucharist, which is the bread and body of Christ, which is typically used, they use bread and wine. They made them do it using shit and piss. They made them take the Eucharist off the wall of a guy that was dressed as a pig. Who would do this other than Jews?
At the time of 1917, the Jewish population in Russia was about 185 million. 3 to 4% of them were Jewish. So let's call it 3.5%, and there were 5.21% of like 1.5.
Yeah, but still,
It's not 20 yet.
They were about 20 to 25%.
Wait, one second. High-ranking leadership. We're not focusing on the Tom, Dicks, and Harrys that are like office boys and whatnot. We're talking about high-ranking big guns like the commissars.
Yeah, the numbers are still insane, Yaakov, no matter how you spin
And
it.
I
The
again
numbers
said there's many that
doesn't
marry
make sense.
Jewish women and do not count. And there's also the
Big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance,
So the most of
please
the
subscribe.
for the Jewish one.
But this was funny.
I mean, who else would you
Please don't scroll.
I mean, look, I hear nonsense.
Like, shut up, Ian. We're talking about something important.
Why did they hate the Tsar? Why did they hate the Tsar?
Because the Tsar stood for Christianity.
The Tsar is a saint.
What's the story? I mean, you're not going to let anybody speak? You got to keep.
You guys
You've been saying so.
You can speak. As long as there's bullshit.
I'm just trying to be a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
Let Ian get in say because it's ridiculous. No, hold on. I'm gonna give you the mic, Ian. I'm gonna give you the mic.
Please subscribe. Just remind me, I'm a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters.
Where you going? You're not interested in the.
Okay, we're gonna let Ian speak.
Yeah,
He's
make
the
your shit
dissenting
up
voice,
now.
and he's Jewish. He's gonna don't interrupt him.
No,
Let him
goodbye.
have his say.
We'll see you later.
Okay, bye. I gave you the mic.
He says so little.
Well, guys, you gotta let them speak.
But he's
I mean, why is he not actually saying anything? Ian never actually presents facts.
No one will be entertained or interested in this topic if it's just us agreeing with each other. Like, let's let them get
No.
She says we're agreeing. Prince didn't even know about the leadership in the Bolsheviks, right? There's much to learn. You don't have to entertain those that you're opposing.
The issue isn't the opposition. The issue simply is like he is not coming with anything fruitful. There's no point being made. It's just statements. There's no argument.
No, they are here literally to make us sink into the cum like fucking quicksand, and therefore we actually make no meaningful progress on any conversation because they just try to go deeper on it, and they criticize the source, and it loses credibility. And oh my god, it's not the New York Times, so go fuck yourself. Right? No, listen, Mr. Anderson has a point. So, like, Prince, did you know that Karl Marx, despite the fact that this guy was a hardcore communist, basically wrote the Communist Manifesto, right? Hated money for some reason, because communism, right? Was actually funded by the Rothschilds.
You know how stupid this is and how much of a waste of time this is for all.
Despite the fact that he hated money, and the Rothschilds basically were the biggest bankers.
Guess who the Rothschilds are? Guess who they are.
So it doesn't mean you hate money.
Well, the communists definitely hated money, and specifically, yes, Karl Marx did hate money. But he refused to call out the Rothschilds.
No. Where is there a globalist?
Karl Marx actually funded.
Is this like flat Earth?
Karl Marx. And here is the spin, right? Karl Marx was actually a levy. His real heritage is that he was a levy.
Show me that they ever.
Allegedly a levy, because he can't prove that, but that's right.
I mean, he's a descendant of series
Show
of
me that they ever.
rabbis.
He was not a Jew. Show me that he.
Oh,
I
really?
can be a Jew. How normal. You're the first one to say that atheists can be Jews.
I'm not the first one to say anything. You're making up
Oh,
some.
Yeah.
Okay, so let it be known. El Normo just says you can't be a non-Jewish Jew.
Super dog.
Wait, so you can wait, if you're an atheist, you're not a Jew, El Normo?
Never said that.
Because most of you are
Okay, so Karl Marx, being of Jewish descent, being a fucking levy, despite the fact that he was an atheist, is still a Jew.
Simple sentence. Your little goy mind can't cope with.
Yes, I am a goy. My soul is inferior to your soul. I'm not a Jew. I'm just a Jew. I'm just a common boy. You're not comprehending that. I'm stupid.
This is
You sound pretty stupid. You gotta admit.
Okay,
I do admit I am stupid. So was fucking Karl Marx and all the people that fell for his bullshit.
And I'll say you're smart. Go ahead.
Yes, Karl Marx was a fucking lucky. He was funded by Rothschild.
Can you please just say I was wrong? Rothschild and Marx, and I'll take it back. Otherwise, you're an idiot.
Right, let's
Show me he wasn't.
So you made a claim. Now
Listen, this is the fucking Jew that tries to pretend that there's not a fishing line around New York. Amazing. Pay me my fucking money.
Fishing line. That's a new one.
Yeah. Do you want the website link?
So show me the link between Rothschild and Marx, and Rothschild funded Marx, and I'll take back my claim that you're a fucking idiot.
This is testified.
No one cares about the opinions of Jews.
Anybody? Bueller? Anybody?
This is testified by Marx's editor Moshe Hess, who also just so conveniently happens to be Jewish. It gets even worse. It gets even worse when you look into the assassination of Tsar Alexander.
Should we assume that you have
No, listen, this is just Jewish tactics again. The burden is on you to prove that he was not funded.
No, you can't prove a negative.
No, you know what?
You're in here.
I'm gonna give you.
Prove it. Here is a
Fucking
source.
disrupting all
Show us the evidence.
No. Here is a source from the New York Times.
You go
The
fucking
New York Times even wrote about this. Rothschild linked to Marx by Nazis. German historian Charles brothers in blood and spirit.
Does that not satisfy
So your sources are Nazis?
No, my source is the New York Times.
Yeah, again, dude, this is just like Mr. Anderson said. Whenever you're told something, you're gonna reject it. Ask for sources, whatever. It doesn't matter if you're getting sources. You're still gonna reject the sources and stab their. You know, dude, we know this.
literally
just a
Marx by Nazis.
You could be discussing.
You said I was gonna talk. You proved my point. All you have is Nazi bullshit. Anything else besides
But that's not an argument, man.
Wait, you said that the Nazis claimed this, right?
Are the Nazis wrong about everything?
I said, show me the link between Rothschild and Marx. You have nothing except a
Assuming it is the Nazis.
a Nazi paranoid. Yeah, you guys are Nazis, like I said.
Okay, we are Nazis. Are the Nazis wrong about everything now? Is that your claim?
Stay with us now. What is the link between Rothschild and Marx? Show us.
Okay, so you're saying if the Nazis said it, therefore it must be incorrect? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that the Nazis' claims are suspect, and I would not take them as a source unless I'm a Nazi.
But you don't have to take it.
Well, should we trust the New York Times?
You personally don't have to take it.
Well, the New York Times is saying that they're attributing it to a discredited source, the Nazis. The Nazis were obviously insane.
Yeah, that's amazing. So if the Nazis said it, it's false, okay.
It's also true.
So everything the Nazis said were false, right?
I never said that. I said use them as a source. If you wanted to make a statement of
hurt your
truth,
fucking feelings.
you needed
That's
an
not
unbiased source.
So you're saying it's not everything the Nazis say is false. However, this is false because the Nazis
I would say if you use them as a source, you're an idiot. Which
It's not
Okay,
credible.
exactly, because your claim is that everything Nazis say is
I
false.
never made that
Fucking
claim.
clapped on some
I said
kite.
if you
Okay, but if that's not the case,
hang on, if you want to prove something, you need what we call an unbiased source.
So the New York Times is
Not
Well,
that
you are not biased.
genocidal maniac.
So you're not
So
biased.
you have to use a Jewish source, basically.
How are you biased than Nazis?
And if you use any source that's not Jewish, you're anti-Semitic.
Not at
That's
all.
correct.
No, you're picking Nazis. Nazis were genocidal maniacs.
So at this point, I'd rather pick a Nazi than you,
Genocidal
Alvaro.
maniac is your source. So of course they're going to say a genocidal maniac thing.
Frankly,
So
we
what's
should
the-
actually
okay.
choose the sources that upset them.
Say that again.
because
No,
they're more
pick an
likely to be
objective
true.
source.
No, we're going to use the sources that upset you
Pick
the
an
most.
objective source. Pick anything you want.
That's the new standard. The
Okay.
sources that
So
upset
so
the
you
Jews.
prove my point. You
That's how you're over the target. That's a matter.
Normally, it does essentially boil down to the fact that you're saying if a Nazi said it, then we cannot trust it.
Never
That's
said
what you're
that.
saying, which is fine. I mean, you can have that
I said
perspective.
if you want to
I
make a
disagree with
claim, use an unbiased source.
you. I'm not necessarily sure.
We're going to use the sources that upset you the most.
You're delusional if you think I'm upset. I'm cracking up at what.
It's not about you being upset. Let's put emotions on the side for a little bit, man.
I'm laughing with glee.
Okay, I don't care if you're laughing or crying. I don't care about your emotions. Let's stick to the facts.
I don't care about your emotions. Pick the real.
Fine. I'm not expecting you to. I'm not getting emotional. I'm simply telling you that your claim is illogical.
Is my comp a credible book to you, sir?
What is credible?
Yes, Mein Kampf is a very good book.
Just tell me who you are.
Normal. I actually find it amusing. You as a Jew are now doubting the credibility of Mein Kampf because this is a lot of where your evidence. Yes, because this is where a lot of a lot of the evidence that they use to say that, this is what Hitler did to us, this is the Holocaust, blah, 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 comes from Mein Kampf, comes from Hitler, it comes from Nazis. So when you guys find Nazis, a credible source, you believe that?
He is literally telling...
That's what he believed.
Then it is
that's why he did it all, because he believed in it. It doesn't mean that it's true. It means that he believed in it.
So it's a credible source.
That's a credible source to understand what Hitler believed.
That's a credible source to understand what was happening in his mind and how he was speaking to himself.
Exactly.
So, they're either credible or not.
No. It is credible in some areas, not in others. That's totally fine. But El Normo essentially is saying if a Nazi says it, therefore it's not true. Then he's saying, no, that's not what I'm saying. But because a Nazi said it, it's not true.
That's not what he said.
Please don't scream. I'm just trying to become a big content.
I am a rabbi.
Yeah, of course you're a rabbi.
Of course
I'm a Christmas rabbi.
I am the most distinguished rabbi.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
You are the most distinguished rabbi.
I'm not even the one who gave myself the title.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day.
I'll find someone to give me another silly title. That means
authority. Argue with the fucking facts.
Exactly. Let's argue with the facts. It doesn't. Okay, fine. I'm not a rabbi. Fine. Okay, and I'm also.
There's a fact that a couple of people gave you a title. Now you are hanging around with it and saying that's your name.
No, some people are ordained by men.
I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no.
Yeah, exactly. Argue the point. No, I love you like my child, Tony, and I have nothing against you. But let's stick to the facts and what's being said rather than the messenger of that message. So one thing I noticed with the Yehudim is that they don't care what the message is. They don't care who says it.
Source.
Okay, the source, the Nazi source, let's say.
What is the meaning of biased source? Don't read the
known for their non-biases. So before we get to the biases, the New York Times is not a Nazi source. Now, if a Nazi source says something, that doesn't definitively mean that it's wrong. Do we have that understanding? Do we agree? Are we on the same page? Or is it that...
Well, that's exactly what he was saying. Okay, but when you're saying that this guy wrote a book, there's a historian that is a Nazi historian, that therefore he says the truth. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not the one saying it's true.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
If it's a Nazi source, it must be wrong. Let's get real and stop playing games. I keep telling you, if you want to play with something, play with my ball sack. But please, let's stick to the facts.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to
play games. I never said it's true. When did I say it's true?
Please don't scroll.
I'm just trying. These are not facts. There's a question for bias. If you want to pick a biased source, then scrutinize it and read it for hours and hours and hours until you determine where they're coming from.
I'm not a nationalist. I'm neither of these things.
I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
In other cases, okay, moderation. It's a black or white statement, not me. I don't think any of the gentlemen here. I don't
I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters.
That's exactly the point. You don't know what's article. You don't know what the hell we're talking about. And yet you're saying that you're claiming something that you're not claiming.
Fucking confuse the
I'm not arguing
conversation
the article,
so that we don't even remember what the original fucking point was. All we're doing is fucking sinking in the fucking dump.
I'm just trying to become a big content creator.
The actual real conversation.
surrounding that article,
Nice.
whatever it may be.
Yeah, you're just talking over each other, bro. Like it's really shitty for the listener.
Yes, it is. But it's been shitty since the beginning, if you ask me.
Well, why do you entertain the kites?
Oh no, let's not say the kind
they need to get their narrative off too. But honestly, there's a lot of
Bro, we swim in it every fucking day. We need fucking kite-free areas.
You have no fucking mic control, bro. You have no fucking mic control.
I sat on mute the majority of this fucking room.
Someone's fucking talking. You don't need to fucking talk. Just shut the fuck up. This is the problem. This is why no one wants to listen to this bullshit.
I think we all need to take a step back, hold hands, and
I'm just
think
trying
about
to
it for
become
1
a
minute.
big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
I think we all need to recognize communism. This was a Jewish psyop in order to control society.
I'm just trying to become
No
a
one
big.
denies that. No one with the same brain denies
The Jews deny that.
Please don't.
Yeah, the Jews can deny Jesus. These guys even deny Jesus. So why would you expect anything else from them? It doesn't matter what they say. It's common knowledge, it's fact. Why are we wasting time? Karl Marx was not a Jew. How retarded are you? We know he's a Jew. Anyways, the Torah tells you that you should keep each other in check, and if you don't, then I'm gonna fuck you up. That's what Elohim tells you. So let's get to Leviticus chapter 20. So don't try to cheat God or oversmart him. That's all.
So Yaakov actually admitted that Karl Marx was obviously a Jew. So I mean,
but he was. You can't deny it. You cannot deny it.
Yeah,
Dude, it says it on the first page of Google.
Everyone else got triggered,
so
like
cool.
Norm and whatever. Ian didn't want to admit it.
Please don't scroll.
Yaakov
I'm
did.
just trying to
Tony, why
become.
are you smearing my good name? Why are you saying I'm full of shit?
Please don't scroll.
Because you heard his
I'm just
feelings.
trying to become a big content creator one day,
I'm sorry,
but I have no
Tony.
supporters.
I did mean
So
it when
if
I
you
said
have
it.
the
I do
chance,
love you like my
please
child. I
subscribe.
don't mean you any harm. But I'm not full of shit. In fact, I just took a shit a moment ago. That's what I was on.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
Jewish Bolshevism, more like the worst, most damning evidence is that it doesn't come from the Nazis or from other Russians. It literally comes from the Jews. To cite some people, there's Leonard Shapiro, who is a British Jewish historian. He agrees a huge percentage of, the Bolshevik Party indeed was Jewish. There's also Alfred Greenbaum, who I believe is an American Jewish historian, who says the same thing. You have the
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
To convince American Jews to come to the Soviet Union. And in part of their pitch, they're like, look at how much stuff we control there. We form 16% of doctors, 20% of teachers, 15% of engineers. And
I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day,
but they were
but I
basically
have
like,
no
yeah, we run the
supporters.
show.
So if you have the
It's amazing.
chance,
It's a great
please
place to be a
subscribe.
Jew. And then you have the Jewish Anti-Fascist Committee, which was created by the Soviets.
Please don't
specifically
scroll. I'm just
There
trying
was
to become a
Russian
big content
Anti-Fascist
creator
Committee
one
or
day.
Ukrainian or Circassian or Armenian or any other ethnic group in Soviet Russia, just Jewish. And they were given 5 separate specific Jewish autonomous zones in the Soviet Union, including but not limited to Crimea, a few places in Belarus, and
There's still a waste of time. Look, see, my issue with this is we are constantly deflecting, talking about things that are pretty obvious. Like, we all know these things. What you're doing now is just justifying what we already know, simply because they're gonna keep trying to deflect and whatnot. That's what pisses me off. That's all.
Fair enough.
We know Marx was a Jew.
Please,
I don't see why we're discussing this.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
Tell them to research it. Tell them to research it and move on, because that's what they constantly do. Like, that's my experience with the fellow Jews, because since I'm
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day,
they're just
but
going
I
to
have
steer
no
the discussion. They're just
supporters.
going to try to steer it away.
You're telling me your claims are based on what the Nazis say, right?
Oh, okay, I'm a Nazi. El Normo, I'm a Nazi. Nice to meet you.
Okay. And
Me as well.
so you deserve what you get.
I am a Nazi.
So you deserve what you get.
Okay, I am a Nazi. Let's move on.
Okay.
Like, I don't see this is so low.
Yeah, live by
Your
the same
claims are based on what the Nazis
You deserve
say.
what
I
you
get
get.
it.
Oh, okay, I'm a Nazi.
You're on the ash heap of history, the garbage bin of history.
I thought the Jews were the ashes.
Correct.
Now.
So let's
Where you
move on.
belong.
Now that we've already established that.
Where you belong.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Yes, let's move on.
Yes, we're all Nazis and we're all going to the garbage can. Let's move on now.
I'm ready. What would you like to talk
Exactly.
about now?
So let's discuss content rather than just name calling. I can call you a dirty Jew.
No, your source was the Nazis. This is not.
Motherfucker, I don't give two damn shits what the
No one gives a fuck about
You told us who you are.
That's the new. Okay, and we already established. Okay, yes, we are proud Nazis. Okay.
Keep the kite on the well.
And the basis of your claim is other Nazis, right?
It's just so
Or am I wrong? What?
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
El Normo, shut up for a second.
Yeah, shut up for a second. Listen, didn't you hear Sheikh when he was telling you about all the other sources that he provided to corroborate what the Nazis were saying?
I asked him what's the link between
yeah,
and Mark.
Where is your evidence that
he said the Nazis made this claim.
Why don't you? Why don't you
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
Bring some fucking evidence.
But you don't have to talk over.
Bring some fucking evidence. You are countering what is accepted fucking knowledge. Go bring some fucking knowledge.
I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day.
Of course I'm a Jew. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be talking about
in
me.
here crying like a little bitch if you were.
I'm not crying.
I mean, if I was not it, I would have
shut the fuck up.
This is entertainment to me.
It's amazing.
This is good.
Move him down for the love of God, man. Let's have a conversation.
Hey, no, let me ask you a question. Can you tell me can you tell me about the Jews that got kicked out of the United States?
No, I'm not familiar with your claim. We were talking about the Rothschilds and Marx, and he said the source
I know,
is
I'm asking you.
Well, so you want to change the subject?
I'm just
Yes,
asking
that's
you.
what he wants to do.
Okay.
Do you know about the Jews they were kicked out of multiple states for doing illegal crop sharing, cotton sharing?
I can't help you with that one. I'm still busy with the first claim that I disproved. Why don't we say with one claim at a time?
No, you didn't disprove anything. Your claim was if a Nazi said it, therefore it must be wrong.
I didn't say that. I said you're only supposed.
Then what's your problem with a Nazi source?
I will tell you.
Motherfucker.
Which one did you just
So what's the problem with a Nazi source if that's not what you're saying, dude?
No, it's a waste of time. I gave him 5 Jewish.
Plus, it's not a Nazi source. It's like he's saying a lot of dumb shit. He's saying if you use a Nazi source, then you're this and that. That's not an argument. At the same time, it's New York Times that used that source. So why don't you shake your shake-out? And why don't you sue the New York Times?
The worst part too, Karl Marx was literally like related to the Rothschilds directly. He was a third cousin. So this is just like it's dumb. You're gay.
They do make everything lame and gay. Anyways, see, it's just a circle. Again, everything it boils down to his belief that if it's a Nazi source, then it's fake. Okay, good.
Even it's more favorable, right? Like if it was a fucking Nazi source of some fucking death crime, they'd be all over it.
There's more.
The Nazis are meticulous record keepers, he would say.
But there is one.
They say anything that they They will say anything in any given moment to advance their agenda to the next step, even including something that opposes simply something that they just said previously. They will say anything. They're mission driven. They don't believe in logic. They don't give a fuck. They will say anything.
So if you have the chance, please subscribe. That proving the validity of your point, and if you thought it took you one step forward in your argument, then the next day your amazement was great that he rather wanted to say full nonsense and had it.
As if you never told him.
Holy man.
Sky, take away everything, make everybody feel high. But if you knew your life in this clubhouse earth, you would stand up for your right to troll.
So I still don't consider myself an anti-Semite.
No, but they call you an anti-Semite.
Exactly. So that's why I said that modern Jewry is going to have a tough situation moving forward if their only argument is what they used to be able to do 30 to 50 years ago, where you can just label somebody an anti-Semite and then not actually deal with any of the objections or things that people are saying. Because again, you have a modern state of Israel, which has created this situation where people are able to say, whoa, what the fuck is going on over there? Again, I don't even care what side you fall on. The reality, though, is that the PR campaign that has been carefully crafted over the last couple of decades, that shit has gone out the window because of whatever is going on in the Middle East. So they're no longer going to be able to just yell anti-Semitism and think that's going to drive things away.
But see, I don't see this as a bad thing because, like, if you're saying I'm an anti-Semite, that means I approve of myself, obviously. So then I think anti-Semitism is cool.
So I get what you mean, but we're still so we haven't gotten to a point where the label anti-Semite doesn't have a neutral effect on somebody. Being labeled that, especially if you have resources or you're somebody that works with a lot of business X, Y, Z, that can be a terrible thing, and they know that. And so it's important that we have an environment where we can speak the truth, again, truthful things, and not be labeled things that somebody can use to take away your bank account, take away your contract.
Well, I have Bitcoin. I have my own bank.
Yeah, well, same here. I'm a Bitcoiner myself, but you know what I'm referring to. You know.
No, I know exactly what you're referring to. But the thing is, I'm a Semite and I believe in the Torah. Nor do they believe in the Torah. So I mean, you can call me an anti-Semite all you want. My DNA proves, and I'm more.
So you're like, brother, look, we should be thankful. Okay, history is on our side. 109 countries and 1,033 times. Okay, statistically, it's a fucking fact that it's going to happen. Weimar conditions require Weimar solutions.
Oh, so you want an actual Holocaust?
Bro, it didn't happen.
Oh boy. Well, I'm pretty sure things happened here and there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it didn't happen.
Yeah, no more than 270.
So my mostly is not even
No, I agree. It definitely did happen. It just wasn't 6 million.
It's 271,000.
Dude, they revised the fucking numbers.
My thing is not.
They did. They revised the numbers of Auschwitz from 3 million to 1 million. Yet it stayed 6 million total. How the fuck did that happen?
Again, for me, that conversation is irrelevant. I think the better conversation.
Of course it's relevant. If you remove their look, dude.
Yo, Mr. Anderson,
I'm going to
finish what I have to say. Then you can respond. I'm going to finish what I have to say, and you can respond. I appreciate it. Yes. So what I'm saying
is
the same person, not that it's irrelevant, but that there's a better strategy in terms of leading people down that path if you want to go there. The better thing to start with is not the 6 million number, but why we ignore the other 60 million number in which you have Jews overseeing the death of multi-millions of people. Start there.
Like the Holodomor.
We ignore an entire history where Jews essentially oversaw the death and the killing of millions of people, and we never talk about it. If you can get people to understand that first, then you can have the conversation about whether the Holocaust numbers were true or not.
I agree entirely with you, right? Like, for example, where are all the Holodomor fucking museums across the world? How many Holocaust museums are there in the United States? It's a fucking propaganda.
But it's a business. It's a business, not a propaganda.
But if you remove the Holocaust, instead of tap dancing and arguing them where they want you to argue, if you cut them out at the fucking knees, you remove their entire foundation for everything that they have in the fucking 75 years since.
But Jesus was Jewish.
No, he wasn't.
Not.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so during this time, he would have been considered a Nazarene or an Israelite.
Correct.
Correct, Israelite.
But yeah, hold on. Hey, Big Zed, let me ask you a question.
Wait, hold on. Who should say we have anything against Israelites? Like Paul, Saint Paul, the guy who wrote like 3/4 of our New Testament.
Yes.
He was a Jew as well, or an Israelite, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem with you unless you believe in the Talmud, which has some very diabolical beliefs.
Is the point, though, that modern day Judaism today is younger than Christianity?
It's younger than Protestantism, dude. It's like 1700s.
Arthur Quintana!
Protestantism is in the 1700s.
And hero. You have to understand that the modern day Jew is a child of Satan in accordance with the Bible.
Are you there, McZed?
Man, forget the Bible. I mean, you will know that.
McZed must be recording. He must be recording.
Manny, did you convert yet?
He must be recording.
Yeah, I am a Christian, man.
No, did you get Christian?
I'm almost baptized. After Pascha, hopefully.
Oh, so you didn't get chrismated?
Not yet. After Pascha. Yeah, Orthodox. After Lent, during Pascha, hopefully, I will be baptized.
Alhamdulillah.
Don't drown.
Alhamdulillah.
What is that? Is that Lent or what?
Yeah, after Lent.
Okay.
Man, what the fuck?
What?
Easter.
What do you mean? What? Wait, why is there a cross on your face?
Oh my God.
That's
she's a Christian.
She acts like a Christian.
So again, let me make one thing very clear. I think again, before you have conversations about the 6 million, before you even thinking about that, the tactic is to have people understand World War II was not about angels and demons, which is what people think today. It was about all demons. Everybody was a demon. Everybody was a devil. And so you need to have people understand that the Jewish people were also included in that behavior. And we broke down a lot of why that is today, right? I was shocked when I heard Yagoda, there was a Jewish man that oversaw the death of even more than the Holocaust. And we never talked about him. That is shocking.
There's a reason, though. Like I don't know why you're shocked. I mean, who owns?
No. If you're not from America. Right?
You don't know about
it. No, I'm in Canada, but like, who owns their media? Who owns their education system? Like, of course, they're not.
We don't learn it.
Ryan, this is called Low IQ Dumb People Talking About Nothing, Wasting Time.
It's called Mr. Jones, and it lightly touches upon it. It doesn't even really go into the specifics.
Right, but it's not just the Holodomor. What about?
It's amazing because they're like arguing over what history they talk about. They're like talking about nothing.
About everything except the things Jews
it's
did
all made
because
up.
they own your educational system. I mean, that's common knowledge.
Well, that's overbooking.
What did you do? But I think it's not surprising that we didn't learn these things.
No, I can't stand listening to him.
Like what hit your head and like, oh, I want to find out what the Jews did in the Soviet Union.
Here's the thing. So in my case, mine is interesting. So my godmom, which I've mentioned before, she has a PhD in Middle Eastern history. So she used to tell me a bunch of random things, and she would always get this kind of snide air in her voice anytime the subject of Jews came up, because I think they did some fuck shit in Iran as well. But more specifically, me as a kid, I was always just kind of fascinated.
I love how it's like Jew hate and then projection.
Had in different areas
which
of
is
society,
really just projection.
So I always just look at like just weird demographic data like this.
King Solomon is going into some weird shit about there were no angels in World War II.
Of a certain ethnic group, and
there were no angels in World War II. That's the point. Impossible.
Industry, you still kind of need someone to kind of, if you're in the West, right, because you just won't find this information publicly, you need someone to kind of guide you in the direction and get you thinking. Some things that you see just don't add up, you know? How are these people perennially victims, but then also the wealthiest people in society? That doesn't make sense. You know, why
And they cry out in pain as they strike you.
No, exactly. Yeah. Like, for instance, okay, in history class, why was I constantly learning that the Ottoman Empire was super tolerant when, like, again, literally 100 years ago, they committed one of the worst genocides in like modern history. Well, when you
What's
look
your
into
dad's
it, you
name,
look, okay,
Arthur?
we're super tolerant to one group. You know, why is why are the Bolsheviks not viewed as, you know, one of the worst people that humanity has ever seen? They're still kind of this mysterious, oh, they weren't that bad, they had some good ideas. And
Stalin was worse than Hitler. Why is it okay to have the communist flag?
exactly, you know? It's things like this, and it only has one answer when you consider the amount of influence and power the Jews have.
It's only one outcome, because the Jews are going to win World War II. That is what fundamentally people are not taught. Who else? Do you look like you live in a country that was victorious in the West?
I mean, obviously they won the war, because then the narrative is that the war is about them when it's not.
Well, frankly, it was. The Jews are the ones that declared war on Germany. The Jews
That's actually true.
Jewish bankers in Berlin are what funded the Nazi Party. Jews
That's also
are the
true.
ones that funded and brought Churchill out of the wilderness back into politics. And when people like Rudolf Hess that actually went to England to go and negotiate peace, Churchill would not have it and had him fucking locked up, because there was no will for peace, because they were paid off by the Jews. The Jews won World War II because they set our two Christian nations against one another, and that we would kill each other, and no matter what they profit.
Do you think they were communicating across countries, like coordinating their efforts?
Yes, French.
They actually were, and you know what? There's a great documentary outlining a lot of this. It's like a 10-part series, so you got to have some patience. But it's called
Europa: The Last Battle.
It's called Europa: The Last Battle.
Europa: The Last Battle is
Yeah,
almost all
it is
fabricated.
a flawed.
Oh, Benny, and
It's all bullshit.
It's actually so. I will admit that there is.
I watched the 11 hours of it, and if you fact check most of it, it is, first of all, they're making a lot of quotes that were never documented as ever being quoted. There's a lot of things that are strictly.
Actually, that's not true. So listen, I fact check. No, I fact check basically almost everything in the first 5 parts.
That was the worst part.
Actually, no. The beginning
they
of
were
it.
info bombing you.
No, the beginning of it was actually pretty solid. The rest of it, when they said that the Holocaust was like the camps were like people were having fun and shit like that. Okay, there was a little bit of bullshit there. But no, I mean, I'm saying the first part.
But so
This was a fight that we were having. So, like in far right circles, a lot of even the National Socialists, the people who identify as it, were having a huge problem with it. They're like, dude, we get it. It's propaganda. You're trying to red pill people to come to our side. But this is literally garbage.
I fact checked most of it. Most of it was actually true.
No, it wasn't.
Even with the last battle, there's a mix of verifiable evidence to meet these points.
There's a mix of things, man. There's a lot of bullshit, but there's a lot of truth in it.
Exactly.
Watch it.
And that's the problem. There is a lot of bullshit.
It wouldn't surprise me if it
It's
was
actually,
Europa: The
they
Last
actually
Battle
did a
was funded by
disservice.
fucking
They did a
Jews.
disservice by mixing in.
Either one.
They did a disservice by mixing in a lot of the
It's probably funded by the fucking Jews.
outlandish things in with some of the truth. And the real issue is that the story is being told respectfully, essentially from a socialist or a Nazi socialist perspective. That's the real issue of the documentary. Is that it's being told from a socialist perspective.
That's the problem, because not a lot of Nazis, or self-identified Nazis.
It's a
They basically
propaganda
believe-
documentary, man. It is
Yes.
a propaganda documentary, but it does have a lot of truths in it.
So there is a lot of demonizing overall of the National Socialists in Germany. Like you can say that. I would say that their fight against the Bolsheviks was a noble cause. I can say that
Against
them being
communism.
yes, obviously that's communism. When it comes to them wanting to basically build back, a great country, they were pretty fucked from the Treaty of Versailles. Now, the Germans did dig their own grave, twice. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like they were saints. They got on the rest of. They fucked with Western Europe so much. Eventually, they were going to respond.
They were fucked with
General Jack.
in Europe.
Yeah, but even General Jack
Really? He
Pershing,
fucked
after
with
World War
So
One.
tell me, why did Hitler?
Sure, hold on. Let me finish my point. Hold on. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
Bullshit.
Hold on.
Why did Hitler?
No. Let me finish my point. No, you interrupted. You interrupted.
Liars. You can buy.
Okay, you interrupted me, dude. I don't interrupt you. So,
You're because of
Mister.
This is a fucking Jewish narrative.
Who the fuck's talking right now?
It's
Mister,
yeah.
Get on your fucking mic control for the fucking second time, for fuck's sake. Let
Anyhow,
everybody finish, man. We can do this, alright?
So even General Jack Pershing, who after World War I said his biggest regret after World War I is not putting American boots on the ground in Germany because he felt that Germany did not learn their lesson. They were going to come back again and invade other countries in Europe, which they did. They wanted. Hitler expressed this himself: more living space. He ended up going into Poland. Of course, he went into France. He was fucking with everything. And of course, he tried to make his way through Scandinavia. He was a fucking tyrant.
He went into Scandinavia because the British were about to go on Scandinavia.
Possible, but now it's comfortable.
Yeah. Tell me in Hitler's words why they started World War II.
I mean, hearing Hitler's words.
You see, they don't tell you why. They try to tell you what with a fucking Jewish slam. Tell me
Hitler. He was for living space because of what they had a bunch of their land taken, and the Germans were. It had a huge impact on Germany. It had a huge impact on Germany. They lost a lot of land. It was financially really hard on them. Huh? This part has nothing to do with Jews, dude.
But you're both right. Things are mixed and intertwined.
Exactly.
It's not like clear cut. It's not black and white.
They were trying to take themselves out of the global banking system, right? So that they could free themselves from this fucking.
That's not why they invaded Poland or France.
For other reasons.
No, the Poland thing is because of the Soviets. They had a deal, and the Soviets told the Germans that what is it called?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they both agreed to.
Molotov-Ribbentrop.
But here's the thing is, Rabbi.
No, yeah, but there's more to it.
Yeah, he would have invaded Poland anyway because fundamentally Hitler was two things: an anti-communist and an irredentist. So number one, he generally believed Eastern European lands should be ruled by Germany as it was. He thought Slavs were beneath Germans. I mean, Hitler hated Slavs way more than he hated Jews. I'll stand by that. And he generally thought that, these people were kind of useless and needed a German hand to control them. But what infuriated him even more was that, these lands that were no longer under German control, they were under Jewish control with the Bolsheviks and other communist movements, which he thought was like the most intolerable of intolerable things. So he was going to invade Eastern Europe regardless. The larger involvement in things like Denmark, France, the UK, this was because, again, like you and Benny Adam mentioned, Jewish financiers and lobbyists in these countries kind of did their utmost best to drag much of Western Europe into actively dealing with Germany as best as they could, which is why he invaded places like Scandinavia that weren't really part of his plan. He wanted an alliance with those nations, or at the very least to just get rid of the influence of Jewish lobbies in those countries. But he would have invaded Eastern Europe anyway.
Well, can I tell you what, guys? When it comes to
There was also the persecution of Germans in Eastern
That
Europe,
too, yes.
like in Poland and Czechoslovakia. Yeah.
Well, let me ask this. So there's a lot of people who I think are going to have things that may not be factual to say about World War II. We don't have the luxury of having a historian in here, but I can say I am very critical of Jews in the West in many ways in terms of what has happened post World War II, and I can get into that. And this doesn't involve conspiracy theories. This is like observations and things that are actually documented, and that even groups like I don't know, what is it called, B'nai B'rith, which is I guess the ADL admit to and are proud of doing. And we can look at the cultural influence. We can look at the founding of Hollywood. We all know who dominated.
In his late 20s or early 30s at the time when he married his cousin that was 13.
Right. Hold on, I got to call this out.
Do you know this fucking guy? His name is Gary Gilbreth. Have you seen him, Ryan?
Conversation that had anything to do with celebrity relationships and personal
This guy named Gary Gilbreth. He's this white guy. He's like the biggest white trash you've ever seen. He's just an old poor white guy, but
On here?
yeah, he's on this app. This is just this old
I
white
haven't
guy.
seen it yet.
It's like, where do these people come from? Maybe he knows
If
Doc.
you'd like to raise your hand and join the conversation, we were talking about music, but we're sort of at a pause. So actually, if you guys have something else you want to talk about, also.
You know who the B is.
He's the guy that talks like this all the time.
Yeah, I'd like to sing a song if I may. You appreciate music, don't you?
Not your kind of music, because you never had a lesson.
It's called Chicago 1939 by Frank Sinatra Remastered.
Chicago, Chicago.
That toddling town, Chicago, Chicago, I will show you around. I love it. Bet your bottom dollar you lose the blues in Chicago, Chicago, the town that Billy Sunday could not shut down. On Great State Street, that Great Street, I just want to say they do things that you never do in Clubhouse Broadway. Say they have the time of their life. I saw a man and he danced with his wife in the clubhouse. That's my hometown.
Is it just Frank Sinatra that we like, or the whole Rat Pack?
Hey, that is the 1920s Cotton Club vibe right there. That's killer. He killed that. Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that, isn't he?
Another song that I do karaoke is Dream a Little Dream of Me, the Mamas and the Papas version. You know that one? It's like, stars shining bright above you, night breezes seem to whisper, I love you, birds singing in the sycamore tree, dream a little dream of me. That's one of my favorites right now.
Is that the same song that Marilyn Monroe sung one time in public?
Not the president one, not that one.
No, I ain't talking about the president. No, I'm not talking about Happy Birthday, Mr. President. But
he knows people. And so he's different his second time around because he's learned, right? For number one, he has his own standards of how he wants to be presented, how he wants to appear, how he wants to look, how he wants
Name of this room is
things of that nature.
Are Trump and Musk pathologically ambitious? It's like such a Dr. Jordan, whatever the fuck his name is, thing to write. He's always talking about narcissists.
Where he grew up, who he grew up with, his formative years in business and things of that nature have all led to being able to understand people. And that directly benefits him. And I mean, it's
By Yaron Ruvon, right? He will proudly say, right, that Hitler banned pornography and interest because Jews were involved in this and Jews were destroying their economy.
And it was the first two laws.
Yeah, but I've seen.
And it was the first two laws that he implemented.
Sure,
right?
I've seen that rabbi, and he's somebody who's played a lot on the far right for years. But he is a fringe, like, non-mainstream
Does that mean he's wrong?
rabbi.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's wrong.
But there are Catholic priests. There are Catholic priests. I can
Ooh,
actually
Ryan,
point
there's
to
a
them
room open
that
called
are
Fiona Swallows
basically
Gigi's Curry.
That
This is
Oh.
like saying,
So you have Jews.
well, no, but you basically have people with extreme views that vary wildly from the mainstream.
No, but that's the point.
the majority of Catholics supported this. That's why-
Hi, Gigi. I'm in a room with Ryan called Low IQ Dumb People talking about nothing, wasting the time.
Communicated, but
Yeah, you literally just agreed with
Gigi?
They should be
well, holy shit! But they don't have a. But once again, you're saying that basically the filter that the Catholics have is that the Vatican.
Most of those priests.
Yes, but you can. But that's just like saying a non-denominational Christian. There are basically white nationalist churches. In fact, neo-Nazis.
Gigi
have
entered
a
the room.
The rabbis.
Gigi entered the room.
Contradicting their mainstream doctrine. The white nationalist churches. That's
I really hate the way this guy sounds too. I guess the way you, Ryan, the secret to not getting angry is to just record people, because then you're like, you don't even think about hating people anymore. You're just like, I'm just here to record you. Say whatever you want. I don't care.
You have to conform.
Be as annoying as you want. I don't care. I gotta record you. That's what I gotta do. I'm here to record.
There's literally cults. There's literally cults. Okay, literally cults. And you have anti-Zionist Orthodox that are also like not mainstream.
This guy is not. Yes, but this guy is not being accused of being a cultist or like setting up a cult or anything like that. He's just an Orthodox rabbi that preaches the word of God, right? And preaches that we Jews fucked up by promoting interest and pornography. We Jews fucked up when we set up the first.
You don't find these things.
When I come in here, why is Sugar Belly always fucking talking? Always fucking talking. Never shuts the fuck up. Sugar Belly, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck.
What does the so? You're biased. I have a bias. We're all biased, right?
This is
and
the
so
yeah,
we
and
find
this guy is
somebody from the
biased
other
to
side. Hold on.
Jews.
Yes, I get it.
Man.
Now there are white people that are biased against whites.
That is actually the funniest.
This is not about
I love how people have to like.
Leviticus chapter 20. Go read it.
I mean, so you find the one-off that
We're listening to
that
low
agrees
IQ
with
dumb
your
people talking.
viewpoint, and then you feel validated.
There are Jews that say this. There are Germans that say this. There are Russians that say this. Both now, back in Hitler's day, even before Hitler's
I
day.
found it.
You have
Yeah, this is live.
that this information is in fact incorrect. I know why you want it to be incorrect, so that you
I don't want it to be incorrect. But like, so basically, what I was going to say, I'll finish off because I went on. I was going to just wrap up with this. What I have seen post World War II also is that the Holocaust being shoved down our fucking throats, non-fucking stop. Any semblance of racial unity, of nationalism, of even religiosity.
No, one specific type of...
Okay, is
one specific
shut
type
the
of
fuck up and let me finish.
No, one specific type of religion.
Okay, yes, I know. Now let me finish. So, okay, it's been
Is that
told
man
how
with
bad
Kupich?
Nazis. Okay, and then we see who's largely doing it. And that is a big problem. And I think that is a big source of the resentment and anti-Semitism that you are seeing in the West. Now, I do, the reason why it's also, I found it very insulting Jews would do this or push these narratives is, first of all, you're not going to guilt me for the Holocaust. My family, they fought for this country, including in World War II. They're your fucking liberators. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing come out of your fucking mouth for what a goddamn German did. Not my fucking problem. I didn't fucking do it. And you're not going to, and for us to kowtow to Jews or say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God, never again. No, we didn't fucking do it. I'm not going to apologize for the Hutus or the Tutsis. Like, that's not my fucking problem. And that is one of the things is that you have had this like collective guilt and basic subversiveness when it comes to us not being basically. I guess you could say that they're against in a lot of ways us having a racial or national identity and holding on to our values because oh my God, the Nazis did it. That is the biggest gripe I have with Jews. Now I don't hold them.
What's the point?
Now, I'm talking about a whole group, and so I don't like.
I think we're everywhere, man. What's the point?
Well, I'm not demonizing them, but I mean, I think just like
I'm not demonizing him. What do you mean? You just demonized them for 5 minutes.
One group, Jews, who tend to be pretty influential and had a lot of impact, so you can absolutely judge them.
Going over 1 million points. I mean, that's cool. Like, it's good that you. But let's stick to one thing at a time. Earlier, you said bias. I'm still not sure where bias plays a role in this. When they
Jesus Christ, I want to go back to your one point.
Oh, Jesus.
When I was just trying to dump, like, where I would give my criticism of them.
The fucking bleed already.
Pepe, leave Jesus out of it, bro.
You said 1 million.
Yeah, but listen, Pepe, you have to recognize that it's not just you being guilt tripped for the Holocaust and being blamed for it. It's even Palestinians. So when Netanyahu goes on stage and says the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem inspired the Holocaust, that doesn't come out of nowhere. This has absolutely no factual evidence. But the same way that they try to guilt trip you into believing that you're responsible for the Holocaust, they try to guilt trip the whole world for believing the Palestinians are responsible for the Holocaust.
No, you see,
we gotta take our land.
But they don't. I don't look at it like
Netanyahu literally said this.
No, I'm sure he does, but we don't have that view. We don't look at the Palestinians as being connected.
But he's not trying to fly up anyone except for his people, man. He wants to justify it because he knows.
No, he's psyoping the world, bro. What are you talking about? When he says this in the UN, right? He's telling it to a huge group of people. A lot of people are not gonna fact check this shit.
I understand that. What I'm telling you is he knows how his population thinks. And when he says that, then it justifies the killing of the Palestinians according to his.
Yeah, and it justifies the killing of the Palestinians to a lot of other people.
I don't think other people are that emotionally attached to the Holocaust.
No, but they're stupid enough to believe
the average Jew.
No. But when you put it in combination with other Jewish psyops to make you think that they're the most victimized people in the world, they've been kicked out of countries for no fucking reason, and that these poor Jews.
Lenny Adam, this is where their biggest problem is coming. First of all, the further we get away from the Holocaust, and the further we get away from there being any Holocaust survivors, it becomes more of a distant memory. Then if we look at the West, there's been a demographic shift. You're getting people that come like from, I don't know, Latin America, wherever, that are completely unattached to what happened in Europe between the white races.
Why the educational
they're apathetic.
plays a big role.
And they don't really, but what is happening with the youngest generation? They're completely apathetic.
But the thing is that a lot of us went to public schools in the West, and we were forced to, at a young age, acknowledge the horrors of the Holocaust, and like at least every single year, once or twice even, right, throughout our entire public school educational system. So by the time you get to university, that whole myth of the Holocaust being the worst thing that ever happened in humanity is firmly ingrained in your mind.
Well, in recent history, it was pretty fucking bad.
The Holocaust was even worse, bro. There are things that happened during the Steam era that were even.
Hold up. I'm trying to say something. I don't really talk much.
Hey, Monica.
I went to the Holocaust Museum multiple times.
Oh, cut it! Big one, bitch! Free Palestine! Cut it! Big one,
The bitch went from 11 million to 6 million, and I was curious what she was talking about. There's some bullshit going on.
The the 6 million figure is in the Zohar, and it's been published in the New York Times in 1918. And then in biblical times, yeah, so that's the only thing. It says in the Zohar that 6 million Jews need to disappear for the creation of the state of Israel.
Fucking Bob tells you that 6 million.
They're basically trying to force their own prophecies into fulfillment, their own non-biblical prophecies into fulfillment. That's all it is. We know that the number 6 million doesn't make the math isn't math.
The math, if you were the most charitable from like the 1st of September 1939 to like whatever day in May it was, 1945, the victory in Europe, if they literally ran the ovens nonstop, you'd have to fucking cremate a Jew every 29 seconds.
Didn't have to cremate
for
them all.
years. It's bullshit. And also, where it doesn't even. Have any of you ever seen? I had to go look it up. What even in a modern day high efficiency crematorium, they have to crush the bones afterwards. They have to crush the bones. That doesn't come out in dust. So where's all these bones? Where are all the bone crushers?
Where are all the dead people from the Holodomor? I mean, you're making it overly complicated. Even the Germans.
They're buried in the ground where we put dead bodies, gentlemen. I hate to be the bearer of stupid news. But that's where dead people go. Back into the earth. And that's the truth of the earth.
World War II Germans?
The earth is a giant graveyard.
Yes, they are. But if we were to look at France, where they were kind of straddling the
French are
fence.
also caught.
You had Pétain, the Vichy France, which.
Okay, I can't live my life in a Pepe history class. We are better than that, gentlemen. We are not low IQ or dumb. We are entering into a new age of high IQ. And I've got the new cannabis to get us there. It's called Chocolate City Champion Chocolate.
Imagine you have a baby.
Imagine you got a baby.
Yeah, my fault. What was that?
Imagine if you knew the truth of the earth and you had a baby.
Oh, Jack DeCal. No, they didn't see that? Are you telling me the generals did not see DeCal? Are you serious?
Here's the thing, they saw Dachau. They did not think it was a death camp.
The thing about it is, what I realize as being a Christian is each and every one of us, our cross that Christ talked about is our serpent nature that we have. And if you pick it up and bring it through righteousness, make it, when you submit yourself by following the laws of the land, first of all, the land where you stay at, don't break those laws. Don't lust for women. I mean, there's things inside of us that we have to bring under control. And once you bring those things under control, you're able to take that power from that serpent self within you.
But look at your PTR. You cutting up a slab of ribs. That ain't kosher.
Yeah, those are beef ribs.
Is that
I never said. And I never said.
Staring at that PTR, obviously, damn, that's making me hungry.
Yeah, those are beef ribs. Those are not pork ribs. But even if they was pork ribs, Christ said, "Call nothing unclean." So I just follow Christ.
Well, then you should be a vegetarian.
I don't know what that means, but I eat vegetables as well. Only thing I would not eat is something like I would not do nothing that's not lawful. So lawful.
Wasn't it cruel when Jesus cast the demons into the pigs and they all committed suicide?
Those are fallen spirits, and to be absent from the body is be present with the Father. So I'm sure those pigs didn't mind once they was with the Lord.
But could you have eaten those pigs' ribs if you knew that Jesus had cast demons into those pigs? Would they still be edible?
I would have prayed over them ribs, thank the Lord for them, and have me some pork chops.
You would have eaten demon pig ribs. I understand what kind of man you are, D. D's nuts!
You would say something like that, but Christ said, "Call out nothing unclean. You just walk by faith and not by sight." So you probably would have starved, but I would have ate.
You would have eaten those pigs' testicles. You would have eaten the brain and the tongue and the hoof. You're disgusting. You make me sick.
Christ said, "Call nothing unclean." That's better than eating your children.
You would say that, wouldn't you? That's disgusting.
That'll be better option than Christ did. Christ,
How often do you utter the words, "You should eat your children"? I mean, for God's sake.
the Lord brought that on. He told them they was going to eat their children. They actually did. So I would definitely eat some pig and all that way before I would eat a human being.
Do you use honey barbecue sauce? Because I'm a bee and I make honey.
If it's for some pork chops, maybe, yeah, I have no problem with that.
You wouldn't put honey glazed ribs?
I wouldn't have no problem with honey glazed ribs.
All right, well, I got some honey to sell to heathens. You sound to me like you are an evil person, so I have honey to sell you for your pig meat, demon flesh.
There's none good, but I try to work my salvation out, so I'm trying to overcome my evil one. You're a good guy, dude. Good guy, yes, sir.
Well, have you met your evil one in the abyss yet?
The Lord revealed to me
He kicked me.
Okay? This is the problem that I have. You fucking set your African ass on this stage and said, threw me in the audience and said, you choose to recognize the things that was born out of tragedy. Motherfucker, you don't know us, you don't know our history. Not all of our admixture, the vast majority of our admixture doesn't come out of tragedy. It comes out of willful miscegenation. The second largest birth rate in Black America is multiracial, you dickhead. You don't even know anything. We're mixing out more than ever before. That's why they did the fucking article in 2010 where they said, what will the average American look like by
the same people? And often it will literally come out of the same person's mouth. 6 million wasn't enough. Now, I guess my question is, are these conniving Jews so sophisticated that they hollow hoaxed you, but you didn't kill enough of them because it was only 6 million, that you just can't win? They're just winning. They're blitzing you in these media battles. They're so conniving and so controlling that you guys cannot win. The mighty Aryan master race cannot seem to get a handle on these people. You guys can't even get your stories straight.
How about you listen to the actual quote?
We're not Aryans, and we don't think Aryans are a master race. And also, it's not the Jews who did it, it's the English who did it.
Victor Cavendish Bentinck, the ninth Duke of Portland, who was the head of the fucking Psychological Warfare Office at the time. This is Public Record Office document F0371/34551, if you want to go and somehow look it up at the British Archives. We have had a good run for our money with this gas chamber story we have been putting about, but we don't want to run the risk of eventually of being found out. And when we are found out, the collapse of that lie is going to bring down this whole psychological warfare thing. So it isn't rather time now that we let it drift off by itself and concentrate on other lines that we are running. It is originally a British fucking psyop to get sympathy, and that they
let dark-skinned indigenous people got reclassified as Negro, but he married an indigenous woman. He married an indigenous woman, and that indigenous woman had a baby with that indigenous woman, a German immigrant. Black Americans have that history. When you fucking look at, when you fucking look at Vanessa Williams, when you look at Vanessa Williams' history, it's not born out of tragedy. Her family wasn't raised. Her family were multi-generationally mixed because her family for centuries were marrying and having babies with white people, with indigenous people, and that makes up what she looks like today. So don't sit here and tell me that our ancestry and our history, because it's not African, that it was born out of exploitation, rape, or trauma.
Creed, do me a favor, bro. Stop doing that, bro. Especially when I'm not in the room, man. Like, you going around like saying that I'm anti-Semitic. You are. Hold on. I'll let you babble for about 12,000 minutes.
I wasn't babbling. I was kicking facts.
Yeah, no, you're babbling.
No, I was kicking facts. History. It's called history. It's called history. It's called history.
I got you. Babble.
Yeah.
But
it's
anyway.
called history. It's called facts.
Okay. All right. It's called babble. All right. See how that go? All right. And listen, stop doing that shit, bro. Stop doing that shit, right? I don't talk about you when you're not there. Don't fucking talk about me when I'm not in the fucking room. All right, stop doing that nut shit. I'll bring you back up. Oh man, he's
You are a fucking anti-Semite, bitch nigga. You are fucking
You're
anti-Semite.
confused, bro. You don't know what you are. Are you Jamaican? You know, like, are you still going around with that lady that's a Jamaican as your grandma? Is that the grandma that was Jamaican that divested to this Irish person? You know? Now, you said you're a Jewish, right? And you go around this app telling people you're Jewish. But remember when Yael told you what is one of your prayers, the Jewish prayers that every Jew should know? And you fucking froze? You fucking liar? You fucking want to be everything but the African that you are? You want to be every fucking ethnicity but fucking African. See how that go? You're an embarrassment, bro. I'll bring you back up.
Is this what it's like in gay prison?
So you are a fucking anti-Semite loser that wants to cosplay Black Americans and tries to play to the erasure of Black Americans by having your fake nasty, must-eaten fine ass trying to cosplay our history and erase our history. You've been on many stages trying to erase Black American history and trying to say that funky Caribbeans like you seeded Black America. I am multicultural like tens of millions of Black Americans. I am African.
Has anybody ever seen what Creed looks like before?
Be fair, Lonzo.
Has anybody ever seen what Creed looks like?
In 1988.
Yes or no? Yes or no? We don't even know if you're Black.
Hold on, sir. In 1988, according to hold on, now y'all want to troll. In 1988, hold on, sir. Now y'all want to troll.
He might be Cappuccino for all we know. Has anybody ever heard Cappuccino and Creed speak at the same time? Creed is Cappuccino.
We're gonna do that.
Creed Cappuccino. Put on one of them chairs if you think Creed is Cappuccino. I think he's blind.
We're gonna do that. And we're going to do that. In 1988, Pew Research showed that 77% of Black Americans, when the term African American was presented, 77% of Black Americans objected to the term African American. Why? Because the vast majority of us do not see ourselves as African, and we're not African. Nicole Hannah-Jones, the motherfucker who wrote the 1619 Project, out of her own mouth said, we are not African people. So I cannot stand when nasty
Cappuccino. That's exactly what Cappuccino does.
Nasty, funky tethers like y'all try to tell us what our identity is, and you try to cosplay our identity, and that's why you don't see. That's why you don't see Black Americans. That's why you don't see Black Americans campaigning for y'all motherfuckers as y'all getting kicked out the country. You don't see Black Americans defending y'all. You don't see Black Americans crying. You don't see Black Americans protesting as you motherfuckers get kicked.
Ja Rule, you can't
wake that up, makeup.
Kendrick ain't never been revived. Ja Rule is a nigga that somebody don't hop on his feature, you revive him. Kendrick is revived.
No, but people who like conscious music have always talked about Kendrick Lamar. He has never not been a factor, not one time. Now,
conscious music.
I was. For that exact reason is why I said that I actually think that Drake will win the war, because like I said in the beginning, societally, people are not as conscious as a lot of us are. But if you are a person who like
conscious.
Did have a distant uncle who was a bishop of a Mormon church back in Africa, you know. And to me, it's like the Roger Mayhem movie, like some serious comedy.
Welcome to the world famous Roger Mayhem Clubhouse. Molly, welcome in. Let's go, Darian. Pull the car around. Let's get this work done.
I hear you. I would hand him those 2 pennies and he can put them in his pocket or, toss them in the change bowl.
Well, I mean, if you remember Pennywise and
like liquid. No.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
It's more about my point, which is that I literally just denied every single genocide aside from the Holocaust, and it's totally fine. Is it okay if I deny the Holocaust? It's just a simple yes or no question. You tell me.
Fuck Pepe. His family was slaves.
Okay, I can't. I would disagree, but yeah.
This is when I really love it when I hear mutual people I don't like all arguing with each other. Holy shit! They kicked me out of the room. Fuck. There goes my burner account.
We gotta keep it to one mic, but y'all gotta start throwing them down because you can't bring them back up.
Yeah, so there must be
No,
times.
it's on black. It's on black. It's on black. Shut your.
I know must be Taylor. I know must be Taylor.
One mic.
In order to foster their claims that they're indigenous, they have to disconnect us from Africa. They have to disconnect because we look just like them. And if I'm a nigga from LA and you a brother and you look just like me, and you gotta disconnect me from Africa in order to make your claim work. Otherwise, you look just like me. You came up in the same culture I came.
You're not like us.
We all came up in the same culture. I'm talking collectively as a people, that black culture, whatever you want to call it.